Fashions.
Boom! You're
Good,
here.
good old fashioned Streamlabs.
I'm like, this has gone on for far too long.
You
Uh,
know, I've been having trouble with my Streamlabs. It's something with their software because all of a sudden I use them to stream,
yeah.
and they're shit. Part of my language, but their shit just sometimes just randomly. It's like I have no sound or I
Well,
have no picture.
anytime you go through a Windows update with them, you automatically have to go back to your original settings and re-update your. In my experience, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's a pain in the ass. Um, so the background is wrong. Hold on. Let's see. Hogwarts.
There we go.
Nothing will go right. Okay. So
Great. Now we're gonna get invaded by a bunch of fat blue-haired ladies that
here
are
we
just gonna.
are. Well, how dare you assume what their weight will be? Second of all,
I didn't assume.
I am a man. You there, old woman. I'm a man. Well, I couldn't see from back there. Anyway,
You bigot.
Hogwarts Legacy. That's what we're here to talk about, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm as far into the game as you are, but I explore a lot, so I'm not really. I do a lot of the exploring, and I think right now, though, you probably are significantly further along in the main story than I am, because right now I'm only at Jackdaw's. I'm only at Jackdaw's cave. I've been doing a lot of training, and I've been doing a lot of side missions.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to do some of this, a lot of the side missions. I also played like a ridiculous amount. Like I took a week and I played this game, and I was like, there are things I should be doing, but I didn't, and I just played this game instead, and had like ridiculous live streams. And I gotta say, it's a very enjoyable game, both story wise and combat wise. Would you
I
like and let me ask you this. Let me ask you this before we get any farther. Are you a like Harry Potter fan?
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't when the books came out. But when my wife, when I first met my wife, we've been together probably about 12 years now, and she was like, "If you like Star Wars and you like comic books and you like all that stuff, here I have the whole set of Harry Potter," and I couldn't put the books down. So I kind of became a fan a lot later than a lot of the other people that picked the books up initially. But it was, to me, a good book is a good book, and they were just. I think I finished the whole series in a week because I just couldn't put the books down.
Oh yeah, I read them as they were coming out. I happen to be like the same age as the dude in the book, Harry, I believe his name was, and and I was already very much into like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and things like that. So it just came naturally to read these books, especially since they were, I mean, they're kind of tailor made for young adult audiences. And one of the things I really did like about them is they got progressively longer and like darker as they kept going. And there were some pretty dark themes to begin with, like dude murdered your parents and he's back for more.
Well, what I liked about the books is I don't know why I just started there. What I liked about the books is that they grew with the audience, whereas a lot of young adult books, the characters will stay the same age, and they don't grow with the audience. So you said you were Harry's age when you bought the book, and in a sense, you grew with Harry with each book. and you went through things. Obviously, you weren't a wizard, but you went through a lot of the feelings that Harry and
How
Ron.
dare you? I identify as a wizard, sir.
Well,
I was a wizard.
I'm a
If ever
Slytherin.
a whiz there was, it was whiz me, be whiz because.
I was a Slytherin, and I
Is
mean,
that what you played in the game, Slytherin?
yeah, I actually tested on when Pottermore came out. I tested into Slytherin, and in the game, I tested into Slytherin. So I guess I'm like inherently evil. Because
I went with Ravenclaw just because I felt like it. You didn't want to go Gryffindor. It's like we've seen that, seen it. Let's go. I can only go to the.
You didn't want to go Hufflepuff because that's where all the fat kids went.
Well, what about Cedric Diggory? That's literally the guy that everyone.
Yeah, Cedric Diggory was the only healthy Hufflepuff, and you know where he is?
He's
dead.
The only healthy.
I mean, look at all the names of the other ones. You had Salazar Slytherin, Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff. That's a fat chick name.
Helga?
You don't know any skinny Helgas.
Hey, Arnold.
Oh, yeah, but she was just really mean.
She's also a child. She was also very mean. This is one aspect of the game I really like, is just being able to fly around.
See, I haven't gotten this far yet.
You don't have a broom?
No, I'm stuck actually on a level. I'm in the Jackdaw Cavern where I got to find the kid's skeleton and get the pages back, and the spiders just keep destroying me.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like, but the thing that's pissing me off about that level is I keep getting there, and it's like, all right, one spider left, and then it like burrows, and I'm like, all right, Protecto, but like it shoots right through my Protecto, and I'm like, what is the point of this spell if the thing can just shoot through it?
Well, there's some. So when you get like people cast a spell at you, there's the yellow, and then the red. You know what I mean? It gives you a yellow warning and a red warning. If it's yellow, that means Protecto can work. If it's red, you're kind of screwed.
Just roll around like John McClane.
You gotta roll. You gotta roll for it.
And my wife explained to me, she said, you got to look for the Merlin trials on the map, because when you do the Merlin trials, you'll be able to get character slots, you'll be able to get spell slots and stuff like that. So
what it does, the Merlin trials unlock your inventory slots, so you get more inventory.
Yeah,
that's a great window right there. Let's go look at that. That is one of the great things about this game, is just the attention to detail.
I think the thing that upsets me the most, though, is that like I'll bump into a student every once in a while, and he'll talk trash to me, and I'm like, what? And I'll like try to throw a spell at him, and it just won't hit him.
Oh yeah, you can't actually. I have the killing curse. I have the killing curse, so I can go use that on somebody if that's what we want to do.
It's like, don't talk to me like, oh man, I can't even hurt you.
You can't do anything to like any of the students. You can do stuff to like chickens and cats. You can levitate them.
Can you throw them? Can you throw them?
Let's go to Hogsmeade and let me take a look here. I know you can levitate them, and you could probably use Repulso, but I don't know if it would actually fling them. And you can't kill them. You can kill random people. Like when you go out and you're like have enemies that you're against, you can use all the unforgivable curses that your heart desires if you've learned them. This is Hogsmeade. Let's find a cat.
I mean, I'm going to replay this a couple of times because I'm going to do one as it should be played where you don't use the unkillable curses. And then I'm going to play it again where you use the unkillable curses, where you use the unforgivable curses. And because I just, there's a couple of ways for this game to turn out. And
yeah. It's a pretty darn enjoyable game, though. I gotta say.
I mean, the thing I like about it, and you can't really notice now because it's night, but I noticed it at the beginning of the game, and you can tell it's a lot like when Deus Ex comes out, and you're like, man, we've waited like 15 years for this Deus Ex game, and it's finally out. It better be good. But the details are so... They did not leave any stone unturned, especially when it's day and you're like at the riverside. The currents don't come in all the same. It's different. The ripples are different. The birds don't fly in the same patterns. They really just made it look as realistic as possible. And the programmers on this game are never ever going to be out of work. I mean,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Travis here saying, "Hey, how you doing? We're doing good, Travis. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here with us. I just traveled to the Forbidden Forest, so like you were saying, Ambrose, the attention to detail."
And I don't know if that goes through all the platforms. Like, I don't know if that's the same for the PS4 because you might not have that capability. And I know it's not going to be the same for the Switch. But for this and the whatever letter Xbox is on now, it's like breathtaking. Just everything, just the way the plants move when you're walking.
And this is on the PC right now. What I'm showing is on the PC, and I don't know how it's appearing because this is just me sharing my window through StreamYards. So I've never done it this way before, but
to tell you the truth, I don't know if it's because of StreamYards, but this looks very comparable to the PS5 version.
Oh, is it smooth?
It's smooth. The PS5 version is very smooth.
I'm very glad to hear that. I'm going to do some flying around on my broomstick here. Because that's just fun. Like, you can go up. Oh, I'm on my broom. I'll just fly away. I'm in the Forbidden Forest. Oh, let me fly back down. Let's find a crab to kill or something. There's a crab. It's not a crab. It's a...
I don't know what that is.
Dug bug. Oh, I insta-kill him. Okay.
Those things are annoying, but they're dumb. They're dumb dug bugs. The way I beat them is I just climbed up on a rock and they just kind of stood there and let me shoot them.
So you're probably still up here in the map.
Yeah. Like I said, I've had to work, and with the kid, I haven't really been able to play. And I was also sick. Sick time took a lot out of this, so I'm way behind. But it's I'm at the Jackdaw Tavern. I'm probably gonna have to abandon that mission and beef up because those spiders are destroying me. they're just wrecking me, and you know what? It's
use fire on the spiders. Spiders are weak to fire. A lot of things are weak to fire.
The problem is like it's an infestation when you're trying to get to that bridge, and I'll use fire on one, and two will burrow and attack me from each side. So it's kind of it's kind of tough. So I have to go back. I have to train up a little bit.
There are certain spells you can use actually that when they start to burrow, if you use this one,
Leviosa,
Descendo.
yeah, Leviosa and Descendo, right?
Yeah. But yeah, there's like a huge. I saw the meme that's like, oh, Elden Ring has 100 spells, and this game only has like 25. And I was like, yeah, but they also do have upgrades on each of the spells in the like the talent area,
And
and so
the,
you can upgrade things a little bit more.
and like I don't mind to keep fighting the spiders. To me, it's fun. It's challenging, and I always like challenging. I if I lose in a game like this, I don't get mad and like snap my controller in half like so many people do. But my problem is I'm streaming this on Twitch, and my viewers will only watch me lose to a bunch of spiders so many
So many
times
times.
before I have no one left to before I have no one left to support me. So I mean I gotta go back and beef up, and then I'll pick up where I left off when I can actually take them on.
There is a ton to see and do.
So do we have Diagon Alley in this, or is that kind of just talked about? I know they've talked about it a
Well,
couple
that
times.
Diagon Alley is in London, right?
I thought it was an offshoot of Hogsmeade. It was
No,
like,
no. It's a place in London because you have to like hit the certain bricks and then you go there and it's a secret place. Like it's literally just an alley.
you know what I always wondered about that? What if like someone with like autism just started knocking on random bricks and then just opened this whole wall to Wizarding World? Like you're just walking around and like a little kid's just like bang 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 bang, and then it's like, wait a minute, there's like a village back here. What the hell did you just
What are
do?
we doing? What have you done?
What have you
Yeah,
done?
that's the kind of stuff they just gloss over.
Little Kevin, did you expose another wizarding village?
And that's why there was the revolt of 1920.
You know, I had a theory that Voldemort helped the Allies beat the Nazis in World War II, and then he got nothing in return, and that's why he hated Muggles. It would check out if you thought about it.
I mean, it's basically like fan fiction, right? All right, so let's put some unforgivable curses on these guys.
Now, does that cost you when you go back to school? Like, if you use the unforgivable curse, do they?
As far as I know, there is no repercussions. And you can use that on just about everyone except like the final boss. Like I tried to use it on the final boss and they were like, no.
That's
So you have
amazing.
to like use regular, but every other boss, as soon as you get Avada Kedavra, you can like use it to one shot anyone. But if you're looking down at the bottom right corner, you can see it takes a long time to recharge.
But that's amazing. There's no repercussions. It's like living in Baltimore. Like,
All right, let's see. Let's get on the broom. Yeah.
so can you upgrade your brooms? Like, do they have the Nimbuses and all that, or do they have the?
So they do have different upgrades for it. Let's see my gear. See, mine's fully upgraded. I can't change it right now since I'm on it, but there's the 3 different quests. Like you have to beat this girl in a time trial, essentially, for like completing a different course. There's 3 different courses. After you beat her 3 different times, you can get the upgrades. You still have to pay for them. You have to pay for them, which is, I think, a pain in the ass, but
Okay, what my problem is with the apparel is I had like a really cool scally cap on, and I really liked it.
yeah.
And then it was like, you want to bump your defense up?
You can change anything, by the way.
Yeah,
You
but
can make anything look like anything. So look.
and then oh really?
Yeah, you can make anything look like anything. So right now, my headwear, I'm
Yeah,
technically wearing that hat. You see that hat?
yeah.
So like that's technically the hat that I'm wearing. Like, look, now I'll wear this hat. It looks like
Okay,
that, right? So
yeah.
if you go back to this part of the screen and then you
Mhm.
say X, change appearance, and then you can make any item look like any other item as long as you've gotten it.
Oh,
And it keeps the stats. So like I always keep that hat just because it matches my uniform, but it's technically that other hat. You can
because
just change the appearance of anything.
I mean, I had the scally cap, and it was like you need to up your defense. So I had this stupid baggy witch hat on. I'm glad you pointed that out because I was like, this is annoying me.
Oh yeah, you can change it up. I think I have like a suit of armor somewhere. It's the other. All right, we'll stick with that for now. Where's my suit of armor?
Sir, I am not looking for a thumbnail designer. I appreciate the hustle, though.
$10 per thumb. Oh my god! Good luck with that shit.
Is that like, are you a mob?
$10 per thumbnail.
I mean, are you like a mobster and I owe you $20 and you're going to break my thumbs?
Is this protection
Or
money? $10 per thumbnail. Good lord. Who would do that other than a completely idiotic person? For a thumbnail? You could just download anything off of Google. You could do nothing. You could pick no thumbnail, and they would automatically put a thumbnail on the video for you. And this person's like, hey, I'll give you one for $10.
That's like,
You piece of garbage. You garbage person.
That's like something like he'd advertise that to like one of those lazy ass Twitch thoughts that's like, yeah, I don't want to do it. Okay, yeah, $10 a thumb. Just set up my thumbnails, please.
I spent $50,000 on her, and she didn't even remember my name. And then her and her boyfriend went on a vacation with the money that I gave them. Well, I guess you shouldn't have given a whore tons of money. Is that the lesson that we learned?
Pokemon!
I think it is.
What I don't understand is like, oh, well, I guess they don't make Playboy anymore. It's like, go buy a porno magazine, dude.
What's a porno magazine? Oh, here's the chicken. Okay. So you can, let's see, raise them up in the air. Come here, chicken. Come here. I want to Leviosa you. Let's see. I arrested its momentum. Flipendo. Come here. Chicken. Chicken. Anyway, what's your experience been with this game? You been enjoying it?
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. I mean, there's some of it is a little confusing for me. You know, when you have to find things. Hogwarts is a little bit more of a maze than I would like it to be when you're trying to find a quest in the school.
Oh yeah.
It's that's like really my only gripe about it is
Well,
like
you're have you ever used here? Let me go back to Hogwarts and let me
I
show you something.
I started using the flues
Yeah,
because
the flu is one thing, but then also if you hit a certain button, let me go here. It literally guides you. It sends out a little trail to guide you where to go.
yeah.
Hogwarts map. Why? 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 All right, so like I'll go. Let's fast travel here. Boom, boom, boom. This is one thing I did like about it. Is the trail, and also Hogwarts itself is like pretty big, and there's lots of things to look at. So
what I
if you
really
hit, here it is. Okay, you see
sorry,
that?
I'll let you go. Yeah, what's up?
If you
Oh
hit,
yeah. I've activated that before. Yeah, yeah,
if you hit up on the directional pad, it'll literally just at least whatever your current mission is,
yeah,
it'll tell you exactly how to get there.
yeah. That I like, but what I really like about this game is because I'm not really a fan of RPGs, and this doesn't go full on RPG. Like you have to make choices, and that's cool. I don't mind making choices. Like I had to do that.
It all pretty much ends up the same, really.
I mean, I had to. I mean, it's the same RPG in the sense that Deus Ex is an RPG. Um, I don't like the ones I don't like. Like I've never really gotten into Final Fantasy, but to be fair, I've never really given Final Fantasy a fair chance. Um, I don't like turn-based RPGs. Those just don't. They've never really appealed to me. But like games like this, I love sandbox games, and it's like this is such a huge sandbox, and you can just I like exploring. That's why like one of my favorite franchises is Sniper Elite because you're all over Europe and you can like be like, oh, what's this pile of rubble? I'm gonna foxhole under it, and I'm gonna oh, cool. I just found like an ammo cache. And that's kind of how they handled this game. Like it's a huge sandbox.
What did you think about the turmoil surrounding the game?
What do you mean, the activisms?
I guess the activism, I definitely saw like a bunch of memes and stuff like that. I was like, I saw both sides of it, I guess, because inevitably, people were like, if you buy this game, it means you're a transphobe. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous to me. At that point, I didn't even know what this game was, and I wasn't going to get it. I was streaming a different game, right? I had no interest. I was like, Harry Potter games? I've seen Harry Potter games. I love Harry Potter, but I don't care about Harry Potter games. I've seen them. I don't care. And then I'm streaming a different game, and someone in the chat goes, have you seen Hogwarts Legacy? And I was like, no, it's another Harry Potter game. And they're like, it actually looks really good. And I was like, oh, yeah? Okay, I'll check it out. And then I look at the first trailer for it, and I was like, that's like the Hogwarts game that I always wished that there was. Like the castle, the grounds, you can just hop on a broom and fly around.
You could tell it took 6 years to make. You could definitely tell, and it's like when and I always say it because like when it's almost like the same as Squeenix does, and everyone's like, why don't they just put the game out? I'm like, because if they put the game out now, it's gonna suck. If you wait the amount of time for the game to develop and for these persnickety perfectionists to actually get everything in place, you're gonna love the game and you're gonna keep playing it. And But anyway, you asked my thoughts on it. I I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'll narrow it down to two or three. One, I don't buy things for personal reasons myself, so I have no problem with someone saying, "Hey, I'm not what I just do."
What?
Well, I think I skipped over one. Um, like for instance, writing for Geek News Now, I hate the character of Harley Quinn, so I'm not going to cover Joker. But I'm not going to tell you yourself not to see Joker. I'm not going to call.
Sure.
I'm not going to call someone an
You're trying to.
asshole. I'm not going to call someone an asshole or a bigot or whatever for going to see Joker. I just don't like the characters, so I'm abstaining from seeing it. And one, I'll probably end up seeing it, but I can't cover it fairly because I hate that character. So I'm not going to put myself in that position. Um, but as far as the game goes, for one thing, your boycott created a Streisand effect. And
Which
if
is to say that, trying to do a boycott just drew attention to the game and made it that much more popular.
yes, yeah, pretty much. And two, I'm going to play whatever the hell I want. I'm not going to apologize for it. And what was I going with on the third one? And three, people have been, the big one is I've had three or four people spoil the game for me. I don't know if it's happened to you, and I'm not going to spoil the game for you.
I've already beaten the game.
Oh, okay. So if you've already beaten the game,
And
anyone,
I saw
anyone,
people trying to spoil it, and it was just like, there's so much happening in this game that even if I were to commit that to memory and remember that, I don't even think I would care, because that would just be me completing like the storyline mission. Like, there's so much else to do in this game than just.
well, my comeback on the spoiling was, well, for one thing, I don't care. We're in the age of the internet. It's inevitable that a spoiler is going to come your way anyway, so I don't care. You know, it's not, endings aren't sacred anymore. You're going to hear the end if you haven't seen it within the first 3 weeks, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
And the other thing is, and not one person, because 3 people have spoiled this game for me, and my response is the same every time. If you're so against people playing it, and you're so against people purchasing it, and you're so against the game's existence, how the hell do you know the ending?
Yeah. It's basically like hate figuring this shit out just to try and ruin the game for people that are just trying to enjoy it out of a sense of, I want to escape my everyday life, right? I want to go to a place where I can get on a broom and fly up in the air and cast magic spells. And people are like, if you do that, it means you hate people in the real world. And it's like, I don't think it does. And if you think that, you might be. It's like if you go looking for trouble, you're gonna find it. You know? That's why Yoda says to Luke, like, adventure, excitement, a Jedi craves not these things. You know, if you go looking for that sort of stuff, you're obviously going to find it. If you're looking for a fight, you're going to find a fight because you're trying to find a fight.
But I mean,
but if you go looking to play this game just to enjoy Harry Potter, you know what you're going to get?
A fun
big
experience.
Old enjoyment of Harry Potter.
And it's like, and these people that do this, I don't like or dislike them. I don't have any ill will. Ooh, you spoiled my game. So, that's totally going to stop me from playing a game I spent $80 on. I don't like or dislike these people. I nothing them. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, you are that miserable as a person where instead of going out and like enjoying your family or enjoying a meal or sitting in the ocean or doing whatever it is that would make you happy, you would rather ruin someone else's day or rather just sit there and just be angry about something that you have no control over. And it's and I don't get angry at these people so much as I just feel really sorry for them.
Sure. I just, and normally I wouldn't even pay it any mind. It's just, if you try and boycott something, that's fine. You're going to try and boycott it. It's then to then take the next step and try and ruin it for the people that are going to watch it. And it's like, you're really dead set on trying to take this game down. And I've played this game the entire way through. Nothing in this game, to the casual player, to anyone really, is trying to do the things. It's like, you are actively killing trans people. It's like, no, I'm not. I am playing a Harry Potter wizard game.
Well, and that's another problem. I mean, it's also, and I think this game is finally just the catalyst for people just getting tired of this, because people like me and you think a lot alike. We thought a lot alike on a lot of the shows we reviewed, and you don't like something and you're called a misogynist and you're called a bigot and you're called this and you're called that. And the words have no meaning to me anymore. That they don't. I don't care. You have taken a hateful word designed for hateful people, like even I don't want to say it on YouTube because I don't want to get flagged, but the bad guys from World War II,
Sure.
You call people that, and you've called people that so many times where it's just like, all right, okay, yeah, your point's been made, okay. And the words lose meaning. No one cares anymore. You didn't like this? You're an incel. Okay, fine. Yeah. I'm an incel. All right, I'm a bigot. I'm a bad guy from World War II. I'm a misogynist. Okay. I'm so sorry.
It's like, well, that was the big, whatever about this game is that, like, oh, if you buy it, then that means you're a bad person. And I think, like you said, I remember people saying that when it came to, like, oh, people didn't like the movie The Last Jedi. And then it's like, oh, well, then you're a Russian bot, or you're a misogynist, or you're everything. You were everything but a regular person that didn't like a movie. You were an enemy. You were a bad person. You were labeled as the only way you could dislike this movie is if you're a bad person. And I think it's finally catching up to, like, the general public, like you said, that this is a nonsense thing. Why are we letting that determine whether a movie is good or bad, or whether a game is good or bad, or whether you can buy a thing or not buy a thing?
Well, and it goes back, and it's been going on for a while. I think this really all started, I want to say, it might have started earlier, but it all started with the Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh, certainly it started sooner than that, but that was definitely a big old, yeah.
That was the catalyst. That was a big one,
yeah.
And and Richard Roper, who's one of the only movie critics I trust anymore, because movie critics are just paid shills.
Professional, if you're getting paid for it, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, Disney's like, yeah, you're not going to see any more of our movies if you give it any less than 3 stars. So, do your job, bud. But Richard Roper is actually an old school critic, and he went, because they tried to paint him as a bigot when he didn't do give Ghostbusters a good review. When he said the jokes were flat, the effects were flat, the storyline was flat, everything was off. And I would like to say, wouldn't it be a little bit more patriarchal if I gave all of these women a pass just because they were women?
Yeah.
And like no one had an answer to that.
The only that whole movie was literally just get it. Remember Ghostbusters? Now it's women. Get it? Every joke, right? Get it? And it's like, you know why people like the original Ghostbusters? It's not because of constant get it jokes. It wasn't constant referential jokes. It wasn't referentialing itself. It was just being itself.
It was
So for
right.
you to make a reboot of that and then constantly just be like, get it? Remember the original one? We're different. That is bull crap. That's not good. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that.
That and Melissa McCarthy reminds me of like the drunk fat lady at a party that does a really bad Chris Farley impersonation. She just annoys me. I've never liked her, and if she never did another movie again, it would be too soon.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of hers. Actually, I'm not a fan of hers at all.
The only comedian in that I actually respect in small doses is Kristen Wiig, because she can do some funny things sometimes, but she just is always given shit.
She usually has to play like the super awkward role, partially because she is good at playing that character, but she's also really funny in her own right when they actually give her a different character to play.
When they let her loose, she's hilarious, but they
Yeah.
pigeonhole her and kind of just they don't let her be her. So I mean, it's kind of a shame because she is. I mean, Kate McKinnon isn't funny. I mean, she's just not. It's like almost like Kate McKinnon writes and she writes a skit, and it's almost like she just wants to write all men are dogs at the beginning of every sentence. Who's the and Leslie Jones just yells at me for 90 minutes. So if I want that, I'd watch Tracy Morgan.
It's funny because it's unexpected. I was expecting exactly that. How dare you? I went into this knowing what I was going to get. I have no one to blame but myself for watching this. And I think in the future, I'll just decide not to. Anyway, let's call an end to this because we should be talking about Harry Potter and the game. And
let's get.
I just think
my
me
ADD
flying around.
So let's.
No, it's fine. But I literally just flew like from one part of the map to another and just.
Holy crap! Is that the Quidditch course?
That's the Quidditch course.
That's awesome.
I think that's going to be in one of the DLCs. Yeah, that they'll actually have Quidditch as a game. That's part of the storyline. Is that Quidditch is currently not happening.
I'm still trying to figure out this guy's message. So if I deliver a bunch of human thumbs to him, am I going to get $10 a thumb?
No, I think he wants to sell you thumbs for $10.
What the hell am I going to do with thumbs?
I'm not the guy selling fingernailsforcash.com. Fingernails for cash. Remember, they're just fingernails, so don't expect much cash.
Dude, and it's even worse with this narrative that I've created that his name is Vito. Oh, Vito gonna take your thumbs.
Dude must be a Slytherin. But I think this game's fantastic. I think if you're a Harry Potter fan at all, you got to get this game.
I kind of like this Riddler getup, man.
You like? I know, dude. That's the reason I put it on. I was like, I'm the Riddler. I'm the baddest bad that's around. Get down. Get down. Yeah, I was like, I'm dangerous. I got a top hat. I got clovers. I'm like some sort of cartoon mascot for a breakfast cereal. And I'm like,
What's a food back then? Voldemort's.
Voldemort. O's that shall not be named. All right. So I'm going to go show you the room of requirement.
Yeah, because I haven't seen that either. So
Well, this is a fully realized room of requirement. It's where you can make a bunch of plants and you can brew potions.
Is the mirror there, or is that later on in the saga?
The mirror?
Yeah, from like the books.
It's not anywhere. I've never seen it.
It's probably
the mirror of Erised.
That was more Dumbledore's era.
But I also do have several. I've expanded this room several times, and so I have places for beasts. And those are my pathetic beasts. Let me go to my cool beasts.
So they have to keep your beasts in a stable or something?
Those are that was the stable. And that's another stable. If I go in there, that's the beach. I'll go in there.
God, man, I can't believe they could. I like what amazes me is, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
33.
Oh, okay. So I got 5 years on you. I went from watching a pixelated Italian struggle to bust boxes with his head.
Here we go.
To this.
I know, it's nuts, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like playing retro games every now and again. I mix it up when I do my live streams. And I finally just got my internet upgraded so I can actually do more regular live streams. But it's like, I'll play this game, and then the next day it's like, I'm playing Mega Man X. And then the next day, I'm playing Donkey Kong 64.
Well, if you get the... do you have a Switch?
No, but I have an emulator.
All right, that's just as good.
There's my unicorn. Let me see if I can levitate my unicorn. Well, apparently I did that to it.
That unicorn was like, no.
There's my phoenix. I've caught a phoenix. Yes.
Nice.
There it is.
So when you catch these beasts, are they achievements?
Depending, yes. Like there are certain special beasts, and then there are regular beasts that you can find anywhere. But there are some beasts that are like there's a Niffler. They steal gold. There's one that was like robbing a town, and so he has a special title. And like one of the unicorns is so there are like certain beasts with special titles, and I try to keep them especially. But you can also just nab any beast that you can find. You just have to use like the bag. This bag, the knapsack. But you have to go to the Care of Magical Creatures class first.
That knapsack always reminds me of well, thank God the comic never got made, but the New Warriors, where like the little kid had like the backpack she could pull anything out of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was like, oh, what who's that guy? That's like the guy in oh god. Oh, what was that? It's the the next Invincible. Yes, there's a guy that like can pull random stuff out of his stomach, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. Yeah, but she had a backpack. So like it wasn't even like she had any special story. She just had a magic backpack. So like if I had a gun and she was like, "Wait, let me get my gun out of my backpack." I'd be like, "No, bang." Like, why would I afford you the time to do that?
Okay. I gotta call it for now because I gotta get out of here. But
all right, man.
how about that for some Harry Potterness?
Yeah,
I'm really
man.
pissed off because if I had known that it would be that easy to show it in StreamYards, I just would have started with that. I spent half an hour trying to get it to work.
Dude.
At
I
least this one went on to Geek News Now, so that's good.
yeah, that's cool. When I progress, let's do this again, man. I'm not saying do it every week, but maybe in a couple weeks when I get to the next level, we could do this again. Hey, what are you talking about next week on MCU Mondays?
I have no idea at this point. It might not even be MCU stuff. We're branching out. If there's nothing new happening in the MCU, like we'll talk about anything like news wise that comes up, but we're also branching out and just talking about pretty much anything. So,
All right, man. I always liked appearing on your show, and I haven't been on in a while, so I'll hit you up on Sunday, see if we can get on, man.
absolutely.
All right, dude.
All right, that's it for us right now. Make sure to tune into Geek News Now for all your geek news necessities. It's geeknewsnow.net and Geek News Now on YouTube and Twitch. Search it in the search bar and you'll find Geek News Now.